We're gonna make this thing dope.
I got you.
Not as dope as dope poetry now, but
Ah.
this guy right here, man.
So you ready for the clap?
Yeah.
You want 3 claps or?
No, just one clap.
Oh.
One clap's good?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You nervous?
Nah.
No?
I'm in the zone now.
It's all... Okay. Welcome back to Defining Moments Podcast. My name is Wong Lam, and today's special guest is a 9th grade English teacher, Millwood High School, an author, a poet, the host of Dope Poetry Night. I feel accomplished. My man, Anthony Crawford Jr. Welcome to the podcast, my brother.
Hey, what's going on with you, Frank? Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely,
this
man.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Real awesome.
Do you remember how we connected?
Yeah. You hit me up on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, hey man, I appreciate the energy. You know, we connected through social media, and then we met up at the ICE Event Center, and there was love ever since then, brother.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. I love your post. I read through them. I guess in 2019 we would say I trolled your post on Instagram, on Twitter, and I just felt like, man, you got good energy. You're empowering the children, the youth, the future leaders, and so I really appreciate that about you, man.
That,
yeah,
man. Thank you.
Before we take a dive into this podcast, my wife and I picked out this for you. Don't read it out loud. This is just for you. There's a quote, and then there's a little something we wrote for you, man.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. Thank you for this.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So, how are you doing today? And then, more importantly, this is a question you might ask me. How are you doing mentally?
Today, I'm doing well. I'm doing great. I'm feeling grateful because I know life is, inspiring in my favor, and I know things are just working out. Mentally though, I'm all over the place, man. You know how a computer can have like 10 tabs going on at once. That's where I'm at right now. But everything is coming together. It's the fall is coming. I look at the fall season as a chance for things to fall into place.
I like it.
Things got to fall apart to fall into place. So, that goes with our emotions, our mentalities, us physically. So that's the season that I feel like I'm in right now. So.
Man, and school just started.
Yeah.
So how's that adjustment going from summer to classroom again?
I'm having fun. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's second, like teaching is like second nature for me.
Yeah.
It's like I think my book getting edited and me getting that constructive criticism really elevated me. And that's when I learned, like, oh yeah, I'm not afraid to take no type of feedback, constructive criticism. Let's talk. Let's have a conversation. Because I'm not afraid to have that, to go there to elevate myself through that. So that's why teaching is like, I feel like I can come up with a lesson on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So
I like it, man.
I love it.
In the summertime, what do you do on your downtime when you're not teaching?
Man, these last couple of summers I had to teach because of the situations I fell in financially. So, I was teaching during the summer, reaching out to the kids, doing other things on the side to get, my bills paid, get the life together. So, yeah, I have been working nonstop for since I've been out of college. I was working in college, man.
Yeah.
So it's like the grind don't stop.
That's right, man. Because one of my favorite things I always tell the guests, and I tell my friends, family, is that there's no finish line. Right. So we're just like you just said. We keep grinding, and if there are obstacles, how do we overcome them?
Yeah, that's why Nipsey Hussle said it's a marathon. You know? So
absolutely, man.
So it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah. Who do you surround yourself with, man? What kind of people?
Man, honestly, man, I kind of spend a lot of time in solitude. If I'm not around my immediate circle, I got a business partner, frat brother named Jew. He's an engineer, producer. I hang around him. We pledge together at Langston. I hang around him. We have artists that we like to be around, get them some knowledge, get them some game.
Yeah.
Those is like my immediate circle. I done added a few other people. Gregory from Poetry and Chill. Glenn. I've been on Glenn since college as well. Crunch Time.
Yeah.
I like to stay around people who elevate me. I got another frat brother who works at Langston. and student affairs.
Nice.
So he's on this path of becoming a doctor. So I like to keep around people who are doing things. People who got passports. My
Yeah.
brother Willie Felder, Jalo, Slow P. These the people that I say, let's go get the bag together.
I like it,
Yeah,
man. Let's go get the bag.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you. I know exactly what that means.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Come on now.
yeah. That's why I can, we like you said, we can talk, we can have a conversation. I can be myself, man, and I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about passports.
Yeah,
I know you're not talking about going international.
yeah.
What do you mean by passports?
Like people, if we we want to go to internationally,
Yeah.
so I'm talking about actually passports though, physically. Like,
Okay.
I have my passport, Jalo has his passport, Joe got his passport,
Mm,
we all got passports. We're trying to get our artist passports as well because
yeah.
we're trying to take it there.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you are talking
so
about the literal passport.
yeah,
I was thinking everyone's got these passports, so there's the passports into life.
yeah,
And so they're going to take you
yeah,
places.
yeah,
You're going to take them places.
yeah.
And together you guys are going to do some
I'm gonna take that now. I'm not gonna lie
awesome
to you.
damage.
Like, I appreciate that. That's good content, bro.
Yeah, man. Do well. This is high powered stuff, bro. Come on
Thank you
now.
for that, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for
man.
that.
You talk about you empower the youth, you
Yeah.
empower the children. How do you empower them, man?
I just like to kind of teach them who they are through love.
Okay.
I'm one of those teachers that, like, if you ask me a question, I can't help but give you the truth.
I love
You
it,
know what I
man.
mean? Like when they say Crawford, what was college like? Honestly, I cheated. I got, I even got caught for plagiarizing before. Like
Oh man.
I had a lot of fun socially. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like experimented with drugs. I give them the truth, and I tell
Yeah.
them like, if you go into college, just know like if you can't pay for it out of your pocket, you're gonna be in debt.
Mm,
What is debt? Now that brings the conversation. Because I like to talk about. Even though I'm an English teacher, like I try
yeah.
to implement societal issues within my lessons. Like, hey,
Mm,
what is debt? Go ahead, write about it. Let's talk about it.
wow.
So I like for them to go into the situation knowing what life might be like when they graduate. All right, you gonna have to pay this back. How are you gonna pay this back?
Love it, man.
We gotta get a youth, and this is my way of empowering them, giving them the truth and knowledge they need to be suitable for the society.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with that, brother.
Man, I like it. What's one societal lesson or issue that you taught, and then what did you learn from it? And then what did the
Oh,
kids learn from it?
and this is heavy, man. This is heavy because we were talking about happiness.
Okay.
We talked about happiness, and I asked them, "What's happiness to you?" They reading their responses, and we had a discussion about it too, and I was just like,
Mm,
whoa, this is none of you are happy. I probably had like 2 students in the classroom who was just like genuinely happy, and I could tell
mm,
through the conversation. I could tell how they act around school. They're
yeah.
always jolly, but all these other students was like, yeah, I'm not happy right now. Like one student put, I'm depressed AF. I said, what? Depressed AF. Whoa, like, okay. Like, why? Like, let's talk about it. What's going on? He was like,
Yeah.
man, I don't want to talk about it right now in front of everybody. So I had to respect that. And that it sparked something in my mind. Like what is keeping our children away from happiness?
Yeah.
Because suicide is high amongst the youngsters.
Yep.
So what is going on within these kids to the point we can't even reach out to them to reach them and like teach them these things? To me, happiness is a choice. Happiness is free. You can
Mm,
be happy for free. How come
mm,
you don't know that? How come you're not choosing that?
yeah.
What are you choosing?
Mm,
So it was deep because I was, I'm sensitive. I'm a crybaby, so
yeah.
I'll cry in a minute.
Nothing wrong with that. That's all
So
right.
yeah, so that really touched me. Really let me know like, oh, I got a job to do here. Like
Yeah, man.
I'm supposed to teach this subject. I got to teach life. I have to. It's
Yeah.
imperative.
That is imperative, man. So you get in a deeper connection than just the classroom. Oh man, I'm depressed AF. Well,
Yeah,
let me help you. Why are you depressed? How are we going to attack it? What are we going to do about
yeah,
it?
yeah,
That's energy I feel
yeah.
talking to you.
Every time when I see him, I'm handshaking. What's up? You need a hug?
Man,
Come on, what's
dude,
going on?
important,
Yeah,
huge. A handshake, high five, hugs. I know back in the day, probably when you went to school and I went to high school, it was kind of like don't hug the teacher because it could just.
yeah,
But
be
man, it's
awkward. Yeah,
2019, and dude, we hug it out every
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah.
We just hang out and we just chat, and man, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, you're a confident man. I'm a confident man,
yeah,
and
yeah.
dude, if I'm gonna hug you,
Comfortable in our skins, comfortable
yeah,
with our sexuality, with our preferences. You
absolutely,
know,
man.
so
Yeah.
yeah,
So, dope poetry night.
talk to
No, you talk to
me.
me. You talk to me.
uh,
Tell me, you host this dope poetry
yeah,
night. I see the Instagram posts. They look awesome.
thank
I
you.
need to attend one actually.
Please come by,
I
man.
will.
And you know I'm gonna show love too, so
Okay.
come by. But Dope
Yeah.
Poetry Night back in 2016 is when I kind of got back into the poetry field, whatever you want to call it. You know, and I saw that there's no one really pushing the poetry scene. So I just said, all right, cool, and
Mm,
I stepped out there because it was wide open, and from there, Mark, a good friend of mine who was a mentor when I was in college, he
yeah.
reached out to me about Dope Poetry Night, and I came on the first night, performed. I had something going on that I had prior engagement, so I had to leave right after.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, that following week, he called me and was like, "Hey man, I need you and Jay Wiggins to host Dope Poetry Night every
Mm,
Wednesday night." I said, I ain't never really hosted a show before. Well, I have back in college, but this is a whole different level. Like, I don't know what to do. He was like, man, I got you. Just come. So, man, then we had a good crowd like that. My first time hosting that night, and I'm like, I could do this.
yeah.
I could do this. And then from there, a lot of things, grew. The community grew. People were like, finding themselves. People
Mm,
started their own businesses through poetry. People was, creating their own groups, and you can see the whole poetry scene like take off. You like, whoa,
mm,
okay. And a lot of people call me the pioneer of the poetry scene out here.
yeah.
And it makes me feel good because it was just like I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to like share. I wanted to like put my stuff out there. Like, look,
Yeah.
I'm a real life writer. Like
Yeah.
I really write.
Yeah.
Like so poetry kind of it drew people to me.
I like it, man.
So I had something to give people. People really listen to my message about relationships, about God, about love, about
Mm,
societal issues.
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So when people started listening, I said I gotta give them something to listen to.
Yeah, I like it. I was drawn by your passion
Hmm.
on Instagram. And then some of those videos, I can hear your voice and not never really met you in person at that time, but just hearing the voice, you can hear the passion.
Yeah,
And man, I totally dig that about
thank you,
you
man.
for
Thank
sure,
you,
man.
thank you.
You talk about defining people in there. What are some of your defining moments that you like to share with our guests
Yeah,
about you, your setbacks? How did you overcome them? What did you learn?
uh, defining moment, graduating from college. That was they talked about like a lot of people like attempt or go through suicidal patterns when after college because they realize like, whoa, this is nothing what society has taught me. So I had to get over that like within like 6 months out of college, and I was dealing with a heartbreak. you know I was working at Walmart. I was like,
Mm,
whoa, whoa, whoa. Where's the job? Where's the dope job? Where's all the money? Where's the white picket fence? Where's the wife? Where's all these things that they promised me? So
mm,
I realized then I said, okay, well, I got to get out here and get it. Ooh, this is gonna be tough because I didn't learn how to get it.
mm,
All I knew was, you got to have a vision, you got to have a goal, you got to have a dream. So I remember, you know, I graduated in 2012. In 2013, I got a job. But a year into that job, I'm already like, what you gonna do? You gonna do this for the rest of your life?
mm.
So I had a real conversation with myself in 2014. All these are defining moments to me.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with myself in 2014. I took myself out to eat. First time I took myself out on a date. So I had to talk
Okay.
to myself like, what you want to do? Like, what you want to start? Who
Mm-hmm.
do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
So I got into the motivational speaking, and then had other setbacks from I got into a domestic situation with a woman. Put my hands on her. From there, I got banned from a school.
Mm.
It's funny if I tell you the school that I got banned from. We're gonna save it to after this.
Yeah. We'll take this one off the air.
Yeah. But I got banned from the school, and from there I was petrified for my life. I thought I was
Yeah.
going to jail. The lawyers is like, "You're fine. What are you scared of?" Like,
Mm.
the lawyers was actually trying to like help me develop a program for me to do what I got banned for. Man, I just be honest. We ain't gotta take this off here. I got banned from Millwood.
Wow.
That's cool.
So you got banned from the Millwood where you're teaching currently.
Yeah, in 2014, a teacher who actually went to Langston, who used to call me here. Every time she saw me when I was there, was like, "Oh, my baby, I was over here when I was at Langston," who really wasn't. But I was just didn't want to embarrass her in front of the kids. Told the principal that I was hazing the kids, and it's like when I talked to my lawyers, they was telling me like, "Did you put your hand on these girls?" I said, "No." "Did you sexually touch these girls?" "No."
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh, then what's the problem?" And then all the parents knew what I was doing. The parents had my back. Like that's one thing I love about Oklahoma. That if nobody got my back, I know the parents got my back.
Yeah, man.
The parents have always been, because they see that I'm sincere. They see that I'm pure. They see that I'm righteous. They see that I got a plan and idea for their kid. Because some of them couldn't provide one for them. So I'm like, "Hey, youngster, like you can go to college. You want to start your own business? What is that you want to do? I can help you, but you can't do nothing. Like things aren't just gonna keep being given to you.
Yeah.
Like this is America. This is the reality here in America. This is the societal issue that I struggle with, but I understand that.
Yeah.
So what you want to do?" So I take it there, man. I take it there with them.
Wow.
So from there, going back to here we are in 2015. From there, no charges was pressed, even though the principal was trying to get them to press charges on me. But like I said, the parents had my back, the community had my back. But that principal just didn't want me to come back to Millwood, even though I went to the graduation that year and went to a couple of basketball games. So it was just like, you did all this for what?
Yeah.
So 2015 comes around in April. My grandfather passed. That was the first time I see my pops cry. Then a month later after that, one of my mentees dies in a car crash.
Oh, man.
I said, "Whoa!" Then I kind of lost my mind. And around this time, I was staying with two other roommates, and me and my other roommate had a fallout. I remember when I tell you I lost my mind, it was just like I was just really wasn't there mentally. I remember I was going to work at 11, knowing that I had to be there at 8:30. I was getting off at 2, knowing I got off at 5:30, and
Wow.
I'll go home. The only reason I remember all this because my roommates were telling me like what they saw me doing.
Yeah.
They were saying that I would come home, I'll just be sitting down either playing a video game or watching Disney movies all day, smoking weed.
Wow.
Yeah, just going through it, and then next thing you know, we moved out of there. Me and another roommate who we was all three of us was roommates at one place, and then me and one of those roommates ended up moving somewhere else. And while we was there, I remember like a month later, like I remember waking up like in the middle of the night, like whoa, where am I? Like when did we move here? Like I don't remember. Like my life was like a blur.
Yeah.
It was like such a blur, and I just like I was still working at Eagle Ridge, but they at that time like we had a different supervisor at this time. I'm like, what happened to Miss Felder? You know what I'm saying? What happened to the people who was working here? Like they was, I had a lot of write ups. I was like, oh shoot, I was about to get fired. Whoa. So that's when I started looking for another job. I said, oh man, leadership knew they want me to just stay here in the office. They don't want me to go out into the field. They don't want me to go be here with the kids. Like, I need to go somewhere else. Like when I was getting my mind. Matter of fact, I remember the night that I woke up. I think this is like that change in life. Well, really wasn't. I got like 2 more. You got time?
Oh, man, dude. Time is irrelevant right now, bro.
I got you. Well, I remember that night that I woke up when I realized like, I'm in a whole new place. Like I woke up drenched in sweat. Like I was paranoid. I was coughing. I was like, I was scared. And I felt a presence in my room. But I felt like that presence had always been there, like been around me my whole life or something. Like it was protecting me.
Wow.
So I was like, I wasn't. I was. It was like I was scared, but I wasn't. It was, I don't know, like that in between feeling. Like I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah.
So I remember getting up, taking off my shirt, walking outside, looking around like what is going on? I'm looking at
Yeah.
myself like what has happened to me?
Yeah.
Like what is going on?
Right.
And I started looking at life differently. I started reading even more, watching videos, trying to learn what's going on like in society. Because obviously I was naive to all this, still thinking that there's one way to do this, one way to do everything, still being simple minded to life, and then around that time I started writing my book. I started writing Black Paint,
Yeah.
and then had a spiritual revelation. I gave it to my editor. I wrote Black Paint in 6 months, and I gave it to my editor in the beginning of 2016. She had it for a whole year. She was like, she had to take her time with it because it was deep.
Yeah.
It was dark, and I had a spiritual revelation that March of 2000, and because she gave it back to me in 2017, and I had it like a spiritual. Oh, I forgot something. Back when I started writing Black Paint in 2015,
Yeah.
I got a new job back into the classroom teaching.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was teaching at Northeast and making a difference there. And back in 2016 is when I, gave my book to my editor. My editor had it for a year. She gave it back to me in 2017. And that March of 2017, I had like a spiritual revelation. I started looking at everything as one. I started looking at everybody as one, and I'm like, well, I can't ignore this. I can't ignore this mindset. Like, I wanna talk about this issue and that issue and this issue, but I see the total picture now.
Yeah.
I see the bigger picture now, and I couldn't ignore it. And I started researching it more and more, and I was like, like I hate that it was like not that I hate that it was true, but it was one of those where it's like why did I get this feeling? Why did I get that revelation? So when I got back to because I got this revelation back when I was in San Jose, California for this teacher conference, and when I got back to Oklahoma, I kind of revised the book, and I lost that job at Northeast because the principal was saying that I turned the whole student body against her. I remember it was during the whole Kaepernick movement. And
Okay.
yeah, so the students, they was getting inspired by Kaepernick, and then I'm teaching them the truth, and they not standing for the Pledge of Allegiance in the morning assemblies, and they blaming me for all this. I'm like, whoa, okay, I'll take the blame. So
you took the blame, took the fall, and you're out.
Yeah. So that summer, I'm looking for another job, and I remember like it was like the first of the month was on its way. I said, oh, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. So I just published the book. Only proofread it twice, edited, put my additions in there, took some stuff out. I'm like, dang. So it had some errors in there when I published it,
Yeah.
but when I published it, life took off again. Dope Poetry was doing even better. I was, people were supporting. I did a book signing, and it was packed in there. I never seen nothing like this in my life.
That's awesome, man.
Like,
wow.
And I kicked it afterwards, man. That's how loving it was, man. And those were all the defining moments in my life in the last couple of years. Other than the black carpet event I did for the premiere of a web series that I was working on, and now, here I'm in a whole new defining moment now, man, with this Black Film Festival
coming up.
Yeah, man, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I could have got blacklisted for that, man. I should have told you that. I should have told you. Yeah, I could have got blacklisted for that. Cause
why is that?
I was unaware that if you throw a film festival, you have to do it at a theater. I didn't know that.
Oh.
So I was just going, I found out, I was gonna have it at ICE. Just gonna show some films. You know what I'm saying? But this lady came in. She emailed me. Was like, man, I want to help out with your film festival. What could I do? I said, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing. So she asked me all that I had going on. We met up, and she broke down a lot of stuff that I did not know about. A lot of legal issues, a lot of paperwork. I'm like, next thing you know, it's a 501c3. Next thing you know, we doing a fundraiser to get it at Harkins Theater. Next thing you know, we became 1-day event to a 3-day event. Next thing you know, it's we got a website. Next thing you know, I'm like, whoa, what?
Wow.
What is going on? That's when remember I told you about those tabs in my brain.
Yep,
that's where I'm at right now. Like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Yeah, I'm teaching on top of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. But you have the mindset though. You have the mindset that's going to take you and you're gonna take a lot of people with you
Yeah.
into that next level of greatness, man. I feel
Thanks,
it.
man. Thanks.
I mean, you have the support of the students, their parents. You have the support of your friends that you just talked about with all these passports.
Yeah.
What's holding you back?
Man, I don't even. Well, nothing.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. You're exactly right. Speaking of your film festivals, December 14th,
December 13th,
13th.
14th, and the
Oh, okay,
15th. Yeah, we
okay.
made it to a 3-day festival, man.
Here's a little something from my wife and I to
Oh,
help
appreciate you.
with that. We
Appreciate you,
talked about that
brother.
sponsorship, and so
Appreciate this, brother.
yeah,
Appreciate this is love, brother.
yeah,
Appreciate this. I appreciate it.
yeah, man.
Let me cry in here.
Yeah, that's you have to make it out to whomever you gotta make it out to.
Yeah,
But I didn't know who
I
to make it
got
out
you.
to. So, but yeah, that's a little sponsorship from my wife and I, and for that because we may be gone during
Okay.
that time frame. But if we make it back in time, dude,
Are y'all going out the
the
states?
our annual out of the country trip.
Okay.
So,
Y'all go during December?
hmm
That's beautiful.
yeah,
That's
right before the
beautiful, man.
holidays, right after Thanksgiving, just
So
just
what's
a
this? What's
getaway.
the secret of this marriage thing, man? I'm trying to understand it before I even try to talk to somebody.
It's a secret. I don't. That's a good question. Maybe I should use that as a part of an interview. Okay, so the question is clear and concise. I mean, the secret. One of my secrets is clear and concise communication. Always, whether you're talking to your wife, you're talking to your students, their parents, wherever, it's got to be clear and concise. How are you going to convey that message? And then collaboration. Like this whole podcast is a collaboration between her and I. She's a health coach, and she's got a full-time job. I used to coach boys competitive soccer, and I have a full-time job. And this podcast was designed at first as like how we're going to challenge ourselves with doing something we've never done. And so at the same time, how can we keep contributing back to society? So why not have a podcast and meet up with people, hear their stories? Because the stories you have just shared are the stories that your friends, your families, these students are going to hear. And I guarantee it, not just one, but quite a few of them are going to be inspired by what you're doing in your community, which is your community becomes our community. And then when we have this big community of just one, like you said earlier, bro, that's next level of greatness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the one of the secrets, clear and concise communication and collaboration, man. It gets you anywhere you want to go. It's like a Visa card.
Yeah.
Like that passport. It'll take you places, man.
Yeah.
110%. So your defining moments, man, you had some really amazing ones. And what's one thing you feel like you learned from all that? Because you talked about graduating from college. Where's the white picket fence? Where's my wife? Where's my kids? Where's this dream job? You're stuck through all these moments. So what's something you've learned through all this?
I learned that the more I don't care about the situation, the more I just be like, oh, that's not real. That's the illusion. Like it's like the unknown is really like molding you. Like when I believe in the law of polarity, in the law of opposites. You know what I'm saying? The law of polarity states that nothing can exist without its opposites. You know what I'm saying? The law of opposites states that when you truly want something, you got to experience the opposite of it first. So all those defining moments that went through my life were things that I've asked for to get me to this next level. Like when you said that, like I got the mindset for the film festival, I really do. And I'm like, the days I'm thinking like, and I'm not really stressed and worried, I'm thinking like, dang, for somebody to come in and save my life from getting blacklisted and made all this stuff happen in less than a month. Okay, this is going to work out. Like everything's going to be well. Everything's going to be perfect. Everything's going to be better than good. We got over 20 submissions. I'm like, oh shoot, we got a website. I got a position in this now, 501c3. I'm like, okay, well, and I only had one mindset towards it now. The lady had elevated it now, so it's like I can just sit back and just watch it grow, watch it build. Watch it bring a pipeline to Oklahoma. People, and the pipeline is bringing opportunities that I know people out here are not ready for.
Yeah.
So if they're not ready for it, oh, best believe I'm a trailblaze that path. Because people weren't writing books until I put up my book out. My book is actually a novel though. You know what I'm saying? I'm usually people start with poetry books. I
Yeah.
was like, I wanted the challenge. I said, I'm gonna write a story with 25 plus characters, and they all gonna intertwine.
Yeah.
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 So now I'm teaching people how to write books. I do
Yep.
workshops all the
That's right.
time, man. Like,
Yeah.
hey, I could teach you how to do what I do. I can teach a teacher.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of books, movies, the life that you're in right now, this season of life, what scene from a movie or chapter from a book best describes your season right now?
Mm. 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 All right, this is the first thing that came to my mind. All right,
Sure.
this is the best I got. I don't know if you saw Wolf on Wall Street.
Yes.
Do you remember the part like before he got his big break, like before he like took off and became like before they created that script? Like I feel like I'm creating the script for that
Mm.
lifestyle that you get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
he was able to he got groomed and he was able to go off and do his own thing, and now it's
Mhm.
like he created a script in which he can able to teach other people and get everybody like you said the bag, so
Ooh.
that's where I'm at that part where it's just like I know enough of what I'm doing, and I got a team of supporters who are willing to like, let's get it, what's up, what we got to do, where we got to be.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
here. It's here. So let's do it.
I love this, man, because it's not just you doing
Yeah,
this. You've got people to buy into your belief,
yeah,
your mindset,
yeah,
and your vision.
yeah.
What do you think?
I think everybody needs help. I think no man is an island, and a
Right?
wise man once told me that no man is an island. And I look at the things I'm doing with the youth. I can't keep doing this by myself. I
Yeah.
might need help,
Yeah.
and I'm not afraid to put it out there. Like a lot of people are afraid to ask for help. I
Yeah.
was afraid. But now it's like this is bigger than me. Hey, brother, sister, this is bigger than you. Let's come on. Let's
Mhm.
do this together. Why not?
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
exactly right, man.
So, a lot of people got hidden agendas, hidden motives. But
Mm.
when you get in front of those kids, you can't lie to them. They'll eat
Yeah.
that up.
Dude. Yeah.
They'll eat that up. They eat that
Their brains are
alive.
decoding you right now
Yeah,
as they're listening,
yeah,
right?
they won't even listen to you if they feel any ounce of inauthenticity,
Whew. Perfect.
any pint of it,
Mm.
any drop. Oh yeah, they no.
You're 100% right, man. What do you wish people would ask you? A couple questions you wish people would ask you.
Why I do what I do. Um, I love that. I love that question. I don't get that. I don't get that often. But when I do get it, oh yeah, it makes my energy jump
Yeah?
up. It brings me alive.
Okay.
Why I do what I do. What's my message? Self love is the key to your salvation. The more you love yourself,
Ooh. Yeah, yeah.
the better life will show up for you. But you gotta
Mm.
love yourself. You cannot get out of life without loving yourself.
Yeah.
You cannot escape it.
Yeah.
And that's what I think, pushes a lot of people to suicide. One way is that, they're taught not to love themselves. So
Yeah.
they feel like they're better off as not being here, So I said, why I do what I do, what's my message? And another question, is just, cause I like talking about relationships, man. Like
Yeah.
that's my favorite topic.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about like what's your mindset on relationships, which another one, what's my mindset on spirituality? Like I like talking about the unknown.
Yeah.
Why we're here, what's the purpose? I don't believe in accidents. I don't believe in coincidences. I feel like everything works out for our highest good.
Yeah.
Only how it won't work out if you keep going against yourself.
Yeah.
So I just love questions, man. I think I'll take a question and turn it bigger than what it is.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Let's see how big you turn this next question then.
All right.
Looking back 5 years ago, maybe even longer, and you had a certain belief in something and it's so strong. Fast forward back to 2019. Is that belief still the same and strong or not as strong? And why?
That belief is weak. I share the belief, man. I used to be heavily involved in Christianity, heavily.
Okay.
Nothing against the religion now, nothing against Christianity, nothing against their Jesus, but I just know that the way it's presented is inaccurate and it don't feel right. Even when I was in it, it didn't feel right. You know, I'll go to Bible studies. I'll go to church settings. Panels. No matter where, I'm asking questions like, why is this thing? Why is this thing? And people didn't want to step outside the box. People didn't want to think about, like the stuff that I was asking. My thing is like, how come your congregation is struggling, but your pastor's walking around here in this Bentley? Like y'all don't want to talk about that. All right, what are we having in church for? Well, how come you don't want to talk about molestation or these kids in Oklahoma who are far behind in educational system? But you want to come here all throughout, because I was in church for like 4 years, bro. Yeah. All throughout these 4 years, I'm hearing the same scriptures, the same things, the same stories. I'm like, y'all not tired of this? Hey, your Christ just wasn't, he wasn't just here to tell you you're going to go to hell if you don't follow these commandments. He was trying to tell you, like, who you are. He was trying to teach you how to love yourself. Yeah. He was trying to bring his people together. He wasn't just, and he was a radical. There's a scripture in the Bible where he was going in there flipping over tables. That means, all right, Christ probably was peaceful, but if you're going around flipping over tables, you can't be peaceful flipping over a table. Oh, loves you. Nah, what the heck is this? Like, you over here making a mockery out of God. Like, over here taxing, and selling God. Yeah. And that stuff still goes on today. Yeah. But nobody wants to talk about it, especially the church. This is God's money. Well, what does God need with money? Well, nobody want to talk about that. That's why I got out of it. I said, you know what? You're not going to brainwash me into doing this for 20 plus years. It's a brainwashing. It's not a spirituality. It's a brainwashing. So like, I respect it if it's changing lives. Yeah. I love that aspect of it, because if it helps you find God and helps you find you and help you love life even more, then I'm all for it. But the what goes on behind closed doors, I'm gonna speak on it. Yeah. Every time.
I think that's fair. Yeah. What you see, why your beliefs are the way they are. Don't hold that against you at all, man.
Yeah, but that was a good question though. Yeah. That was a good question.
What are 3 people if we didn't have social media? Who are 3 people you would want to talk to or meet in person when you needed to?
When I needed to? Man, I really don't even have 3 to give you. Yeah. Because I know in those times where like, cause when you're going through it, solitude and silence and aloneness, that's the classroom for you to learn. Like you gotta learn. Like you gotta reflect. You gotta like see yourself. And if you're afraid to see yourself, you'll never love yourself. You'll never be honest with yourself. And I really had to see myself for like, well, you're not who you thought you was. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, you're better than this, but since you still on this level, all right, well, you either gonna grow or you're gonna be stagnant. And my spirit didn't want me to be stagnant. My spirit was pulling me. That's got to do with destiny. That got to do with purpose. Like when you wake up in the morning, you're supposed to be doing more than what you're doing. When you feel it, it haunts you. And my demons won't even let me go back to being, like how we used to be. Like, nah, like you see stuff now. You see it now. So why go back? Man. So I don't know. I just take the positive out of everything, man.
I like it, man. Yeah. I feel like you read people pretty well. I feel like you can read someone's energy. What was your initial thought when I first reached out to you on Instagram? I'm curious.
A lot of people. All right, I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna give you the example first, and then
yeah, for sure.
But a lot of people, when it comes to when they first meet me, they look at me like I'm some type of I don't know. I don't know how people look at me, but it's like the way I come off. Like all right, for example, I remember I had a speaking engagement. First time I did my book writing workshop. The first time I did my book writing workshop, this old white man came in there, and he was looking like who's the speaker? Like, because I'm in there with the hat backers, I'm in there with the big T-shirt, pants sagging, And he's like looking around like, who's going to be speaking? I walk around with the microphone like, we're going to get started here in the next 10 minutes. And he's looking around. And then after the workshop, he comes to me and said, man, can I be honest with you? I said, of course. I love honesty. Let's go there. He's like, when I first came in here, I said, what is this young black man's going to teach me about writing a book? Then he was like, but this is the best book writing workshop I've ever been in. So it's like, and so after that, I started looking at like how people look at me when before I get on the mic, before I talk.
Yeah.
I could tell they're looking at me like
I don't know.
Yeah. So when you first reached out to me, I'm thinking like, this is before I got to speak. This is before anything. So I'm like, okay, he felt something. He saw something else than what other people saw. So that's when my initial reaction when you first reached out to me. I'm like, then when you came to ICE, I was like, okay, this is a brother right here. He has a spirit. He has a soul. You know, a lot of people don't have a soul, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have one. You're not afraid.
Yeah.
You're fearless.
Yeah.
You're audacious. You know what I'm saying? So we need people like that in order. Like, the overall picture need people like you. You know what I'm saying? For you to call this podcast Defining Moments, like, okay, he's teaching his audiences. He's teaching his listeners. He's teaching people how to overcome, their defining moments, how to grow, how to build, how to network, how to do whatever it is they want to do. And I think that's powerful, man. And that's why I really appreciate you for bringing me along, because the name itself is an energy. I believe in energy. You know what I mean? Words are impeccable. I'm a poet. So words, defining moments. And, the question you asked me about the defining moments was the genius. I said, okay, you're ahead of your time. You know what I mean? I did a lot of podcasts, brother. I did a lot of podcasts. Yeah. That right there in itself is like, and it don't feel scripted. You know what I'm saying? Like, that came out your heart. So, yeah, brother.
Yeah, we don't do scripted podcasts. We may have questions I want to ask, and if it doesn't, if we don't ask them, we don't ask them. It depends on the flow, like we talked about earlier. Because the genuineness, the energy. One of the words that you said is one of my favorites, the authenticity of any event, any moment that you're in the classroom, friends, is the most powerful. And if you become inauthentic, easy to read, and you'll probably mark off the list.
I had a conversation with a friend. I was telling her like you can tell when somebody's not being themselves when they're on the microphone, because it's like your voice has a natural rhythm, has its own little beat to it. When you off beat, when you get off rhythm, you lying, or something is off, or your frequency or your energy, something is off right now.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of listen for. That's what I kind of look for. And I think that's just my mind, how my mind works. When you tell me something, my mind automatically wraps around it like 30 times before I even come up with an opinion. Like whoa. Like I try to see it from their perspectives. And I think that's one of my gifts, because like soon as somebody tell me something, I try to picture myself in their shoes and see how would I feel, how would I react before I even. That's why I don't judge. Because I try not to, because my mind, the way my mind works is like I'll go straight there with them. What I mean? It's like all right, that's how I gotta reach people. I gotta walk in your shoes. I gotta feel how you feel.
Yeah, I love that.
You know
what
I'm saying? So I'm not afraid to have that conversation with people.
I like it.
Yeah.
You talk about putting yourself in my shoes or someone's shoes. You're in the moment with me today.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fit into my shoes because
they too clean for me.
I don't know about that. But we're gonna put you in this chair.
Yeah.
If you were interviewing yourself,
what's
a question you would ask?
I would ask, where you see yourself in the years to come. Like, what's your vision? Like, what is all this for? What's the overall goal? And I ask myself that because it's like, a lot of times we fall in love with the things that we do. I feel like there's always a means to an end.
Yeah.
And I always believe that, you got to elevate. That's one thing about change. Change is the only thing that's constant. So like, what are you changing into? Where do you want to go? Because this is just a step. Everything is just another stepping stone.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in years to come? Why?
Love it.
So
let me ask you this question then.
Go ahead.
In the next 5 to 10 years, what's something you think you would regret if you didn't do it?
Oh, if I don't do it right now, huh? All right. And because I believe in procreation, I believe that we have to pass on our genes, what I'm saying? Especially with energy like ours and how we are, our makeup, our mindsets. I feel like these are like messages that we pass on to our off breeds, what I mean? So our offspring. I said off breeds. Our offspring. So for them to carry on the messages, for them to carry on these defining moments, you know what I'm saying? So I look at it as in the years to come, I want to make sure I don't regret not, meeting someone and not having a family, because, it wouldn't make sense for me not to pass this on.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
Like I was watching this documentary and KRS-One was saying get your family, take care of your family, pass on the knowledge and teach your kids how to read, give your attention to your family.
Ooh, yeah.
Do what you do, do what you do, but make sure your family is is most important in your life.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me, because without family, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
I was grateful enough and blessed enough to to have both parents in my life. You know what I'm saying? A little brother and a little sister, and I'm the oldest. So to have that out of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Of all places, growing up in South Central and in Nickerson Gardens, knowing that I had both parents was it was a balance for me. So, even though I didn't, that's why relationships is my number one, well, not number one, but one of my favorite things to write about, because, you know what I mean? I struggle with it, and I'm still trying to learn. Because, when you think about family, you think of being with someone for hey, I chose you for us to raise these kids together. We got to build, we got to grow, we got to understand each other. Communication.
Yeah.
Effective communication, so concise communication. That's what you said.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at. I don't want to go into this next season in my life, these next seasons in my life.
Yeah.
Without building with someone.
I love it,
and finding that balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You talking about KRS-One? I grew up listening to KRS-One, man. I mean, you're talking about the hip hop artist.
Yeah.
We there,
okay, good. We there.
Just making sure we're on the same wavelength.
We there, brother. We there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the messages are always really good, man. I enjoy it. And you talk about your sister, but she's actually in studio today, and it's her birthday. So we're gonna celebrate her birthday with a gift. So a little clicking you hear in the background?
Oh.
That's her.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm good.
Oh, you're good, man. Welcome to Oklahoma.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you. And then this is yours, my brother.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Man.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I couldn't wait to get it. We still gonna take the picture, right?
Oh yeah.
And I wore my black Adidas just for these, just because I knew the shirt was gonna be black. I saw it on the social media. I said, oh yeah. Came prepared.
Yeah. Well, I want to be cognizant of your time, because I know you got a full load today, but I got just a couple more questions.
Go there.
What are you most proud of so far?
I'm most proud of what I have done with my life unconsciously. I don't know how I really got to this level. You know what I'm saying? I just know that when I invaded the poetry scene, I was very consistent. With the events, with practicing. I said, I don't know why I'm doing this. The hours of practices. I was like, I don't know why I'm learning these poems. I got 30 poems in my brain right now. I don't know why. I don't know why people relate to me. I don't know why people gravitate to me. I don't know why things are like this, but I gotta do something with it. So I think, did I ask your question?
I love it, man. Key word in there, consistency. My wife, that's her word this year, is consistency. is just be consistent in your habits, yourself, do you.
Yeah.
Because if you don't do you, you ain't gonna take care of nobody else. And so what I'm hearing is, man, you're proud of yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of you for
Thank you, man.
acknowledging that.
Thank
You gotta be proud of yourself,
Yeah.
man. That's awesome.
Thank you, man.
Wow.
But I got here unconsciously though. Just I didn't know what I was doing. I
Mm.
didn't know I was trailblazing the path.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For people to follow. And I was just like, I look back, I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Why is everybody doing this now? That's what's been going on.
So you think it's innate?
I think so.
I think so.
If innate means that if it's just destiny, faith, or what does innate
Born
mean?
with?
Whoa.
You're born to lead, born to do something, and you're just not manufactured.
Yeah.
It's not
natural.
something that you learned.
Yeah.
It's just, hey man.
Because
Andy Crawford Jr.
Yeah, when I tell you I don't know what I'm doing. Like it's always been me saying, all right, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Just because. And then opportunities emerge and then situations come and I mean somebody I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Love it, man.
Like, and that's how powerful we are. I wish people understood this, you know. I wish, you know, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get all this out. I wish people understood this, though. I wish people understood that, you know, if you could think of something and you say, you know what, I'm going to do this. And you do 2 little steps, you're looking at your life being changed for forever.
100%, man.
You know, so,
100%.
and you know, going back to the Wolf on Wall Street, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Like, I got the script, I got the blueprint. I'm about to get it out there. Like,
nice,
it's
man.
here. It's here. Like, it's time. This is my defining moment now. Like,
I love it.
Every moment is about to be a defining moment, brother.
Oh, man.
And we going to make it happen.
Oh, yeah. I'm 100% behind you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And this, when I first reached out to you, to when we first met at the ICE Event Center, and then to the current day, dude, this, I love it. I got chills,
and let me
man.
correct you, too, brother. You're not behind me on the side of me.
Like,
we need leaders, brother. Like, we need people on the front. We need to be coming in like this because, you know, the people who's behind the curtain, people who actually run this society, like, they don't want to see us together. You know, and that goes back to the bigger picture, like me seeing myself in everything and in everyone. I said, whoa, wait a minute. That's me. That's me too.
Yeah.
You know, so when did this separation, this divide started coming into humanity? Because it messed up humanity.
Yeah.
And I'm here to glue it back together.
I love it, man.
I'm gonna need some Gorilla Glue for this.
So you're locked and loaded with positive optimism to tackle life.
Yeah. You gotta have some type of positivity.
Oh man. If not, dude, we all struggle, bro. We got that struggle bus, man. Yeah. I mean, there's times I honestly am not as positive sometimes throughout my day. And so that's where my wife comes into play. It's where my parents come into play, my colleagues, my friends through Twitter. You know, I see your tweets. I'm like, oh man, we can sit there and tweet all night.
Yeah, all day.
And there's been a couple times where we tweet
conversations.
Back and forth. I was like, bro, I gotta go to bed, man. You're like, hey, hold on, I don't go to bed till 12.
Yeah, it's still early. The night is still young.
Oh man, how do you want to be remembered?
Man, I want to remember it in people's hearts. You know what I mean? People ain't gonna remember what you said. They ain't gonna remember what you did. They gonna remember how you made them feel though. So if I could be crafted in people's hearts, if I could be, you know, people just when they hear my name, like when I'm gone, like they be like, whoa, like that guy was,
I love it.
Everything, like you know. So
yeah, 100%, man, 100%, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
How do people get in touch with you? Don't need your cell number, but like maybe email, Instagram, Twitter.
Most definitely. They can email me at alcrawfordjr2 at gmail.com. Once again, that's alcrawford jr, the number 2 at gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram at Anthony_CrawfordJR. Once again, that's at Anthony_CrawfordJR. You can also follow me on Twitter at A_CrawfordJR. That's A_CrawfordJR. Facebook, I'm on everything. Just Anthony Crawford.
What's your Facebook?
Facebook is Anthony Crawford Jr.
Okay.
You can follow the fan page as well. Yeah.
I love it, man. Last question for you. Look into the camera Anthony Crawford Jr., do you approve this podcast?
I do.
My
I
name is Juan.
approve. I approve.
I love it,
I don't know
man.
what I'm supposed to say.
You can say, my name is Anthony Crawford Jr. and I approve this podcast.
My name is Anthony Crawford Jr. and I approve this dope podcast.
Man, my name is Wong Lam and I definitely approve this dope podcast because of this dope guest. My brother.
Hey, I appreciate this,
Oh,
brother.
man.
This is awesome, man.
I love it, dude.
Yeah.
That was
good. It was sincere.
Woo! I think we could have just ended it several times and just dropped the mic and walked out.
You think so?
Yeah, dude, you got knowledge, man.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. It felt good. This made I felt like I needed this conversation. I don't feel like this is a podcast interview. This is a conversation.
That's what. Yeah, that's what. I'm glad it turned out. I mean, because look at all these questions. You know that question you talked about. I have one that says, "What's your path forward?" And you already answered that because you're like, if I sat in this chair, I would ask myself, "What am I going to do the next few years?"
Mm-hmm.
And that's my question: what's your path forward? And you already got that, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we didn't even go through all these questions, but we didn't need to.
Yeah. A good friend was like, every time I see him, because he owns ice, and every time I see him, I'm like, man, you just be looking like you waiting for your next move. He's like, I'm always thinking about my next move. I'm like,